Oh, it's great to be back at ReBorne Kids with you all this week and with you, David.
Yeah, it's great to be back with all you guys as well. Now, how's your week been, Sarah?
Yeah, it's been really good, thanks, David. How's yours been?
Yeah, it's been a good week. Had a good steady week, which has been nice.
Good.
Now, Sarah, I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Oh,
Can you tell me what key phrase of Jesus we're currently looking at ReBorne Kids?
yeah, I can. It's I am.
That's a great answer, top answer. Now, today's I am is I am the Good Shepherd. Can you maybe tell me 3 things about a shepherd, Sarah?
Okay, I reckon I can. So, a shepherd looks after animals and he or she normally has a dog and, well, they work in all different weathers.
Yeah, those are 3. And they were great answers, Sarah. Great job. Shall we see what Dominic, Ben, Evie, Ethan, Ellie and Thomas have had to say about this?
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
What colour are sheep?
Black. Yeah.
What's a shepherd?
A person who takes care of a lot of sheep. A shepherd is a person who takes sheep and fit them into like a kennel house thing.
The kennel house thing. Okay. Ethan, what's a shepherd?
I don't know.
Okay. Thomas?
I do. Yeah. In the house.
Okay. Thomas? What's a shepherd?
Say, I put sheep in the house. Say sheep.
Sheep. Okay. And what do shepherds do to the sheep? Evie, start.
They shave the sheep.
They shave the sheep, Ellie.
They go like this. Go and sheepies, go into the barn.
Ethan, what do shepherds do to the sheep?
Let them go in the gate.
Okay. And Thomas, what do shepherds do to the sheep?
So sheep.
Right. What happens if the sheep get lost, Ellie?
The shepherd will not stop looking for it.
Okay. Evie?
The shepherd will use its all might to keep on looking for it. Never give up. It'll persevering. Yeah.
Ethan?
And they get back in their gates again.
Thomas?
Say, get lost.
No, Evie? What happens when the shepherd loses his sheep?
Wow, those were some really great answers, weren't they?
They were. I totally agree with you, David. So we're looking at Jesus saying, I am the Good Shepherd this morning. And I know that a shepherd's job is to look after the flock of sheep. Mm-hmm. Yeah? Now, do you remember, David, last week we learnt that Jesus kind of thinks that we're a little bit like sheep. Like, we can often sometimes get a little bit lost.
Yeah, I do remember that. So if Jesus says he is a good shepherd, I wonder if that means he will look after us too.
Oh, I do hope so.
Shall we have a story?
Oh, that's such a good idea. I was thinking the same thing. Now, it's really exciting because today we've got Yvonne. She's going to come and tell us the story. Thanks, Yvonne.
Well, hello and welcome again. It's story time. Now, I wonder, were you listening carefully last week and did you hear me talking about my friend Tom, who's the farmer in the Cumbrian Fells? Well, I want to tell you a little bit more about Tom. But first of all, I've got to tell you that there are no wolves in the Cumbrian Fells. Now, Sarah mentioned before that shepherds go out in all weathers. So I'm going to put my coat on and I'm going to pretend to be my friend Tom. And I've got a hat here and I'm going to put this on and then I'm going to tell you a story. Okay, let me get one more prop. So, Tom was out on his farm. Remember, Tom's got 2,000 sheep. Can you believe that? 2,000. But this particular day, he knew every sheep in his 100 that he had. He sometimes used to take a lamb around with him in his arms, and they're such beautiful animals, lambs, aren't they? But this day, Tom was going around and he loves his sheep so much. He wanted to check that they were all there. So he thought in the morning, as he got up, had his breakfast, went out, got his hat and his coat on, went out, and the rain was lashing down today. But he stood there and he counted his sheep, and he went 1, 2, miss a few, 99, 100. Great, they're all there. That's fantastic. And off he went to get on with the other jobs of the day. It got to lunchtime, and Tom came back and thought, oh, I'll just check those sheep again. 1, 2, miss a few, 99, 100. Fantastic, they're all there again. Fabulous. I'll just go and have my lunch. And off he went to the farmhouse where his wife Judith had baked a wonderful cake. He had sandwiches followed by a cake. Came out again and thought, oh, just check those sheep again. 1, 2, miss a few, 99, 100. This is fabulous. All my sheep are together and they're safe. Remember, we talked about sheep being safe. The afternoon went on, and actually the rain turned to snow and it got even colder, and Tom wrapped up a little bit more so that he was nice and cosy. And just as the light was starting to fade, he thought, oh, I'll just check my sheep once more. And this is what he did. 1, 2, miss a few, 99. Oh, better do that again. 1, 2, miss a few, 99. Oh my goodness, am I doing this correctly? Am I counting right? 1, 2, miss a few, 99. Oh my goodness, there is a sheep missing. Tom was distraught because no matter who was there, how many of the sheep were there, if one was missing, he was heartbroken. And so Tom started to go and look around earnestly. That meant he looked really hard to find this sheep. And so he went off this way and he looked in the cowshed. No sheep there. And he came this way and he went to where the hens live. No sheep there. And then he went into where he had the pigs, and the pigs were all busy eating, but there was no sheep to be found. And he really was getting very upset. And then he said, well, I'm going to have to walk over all the fields till I find that sheep, because that one sheep is so important. And so off he trekked. The snow was driving down. It was so cold and wet, but off he went. And as he was walking and hedging around the hedges, he suddenly spotted something. Oh, what is that I can just see? And what he saw was a teeny weeny bit of sheep's wool. Look at that. And so he started to pull at that piece of sheep's wool, and he tugged a bit and he pulled a bit harder and he pulled a bit harder. Oh my goodness, this is getting heavy. And then he found the sheep. My goodness me, he was thrilled to bits. And so he went back to the farmhouse and said, we must have a party because I found the sheep that was lost. And you see, that's a little bit like the story that's in the Bible, where Jesus tells us that no matter who it is, if someone is lost, he is going to go and find the lost one. So never worry, you will always be found. And that's the end of the story. Bye.
Oh, Yvonne, thank you so much for telling us that wonderful story. It was so nice to listen to. And like Yvonne said, that's an actual story from the Bible. And the reason that Jesus told it to us is that he wanted us to understand that God loves us so much that no matter what happens and no matter how far we might wander off, he'll always come and look for us and find us and bring us back to safety.
Yeah, that is so very true. I'm so happy that Jesus cares for us all that much. Now, Sarah, before we have a song and we go for a bit of a jiggy, shall we have a game?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Great. Now, everyone at home, we're going to show you 6 pictures. That's 6. And all you guys have to decide is if a sheep lives here or not. So, remember, there's going to be 6. And here's the first one. Okay, here's number 2. Okay, number 3. Here comes number 4. And number 5. And here's the final one, number 6.
Wow, David, they were some really interesting places.
Yeah, I know, right? How about Sarah? Since I've gone through them, you go through the answers.
Yeah, sure.
Brilliant.
Okay, so picture number 1 is a swimming pool. Sheep don't live there. Picture number 2 is a field. Sheep do live there.
Hooray!
Number 3 is a barn, and sheep live there too. Now, number 4, David, trust you to sneak this one in, is a railway station. Sheep don't live there.
No, they don't.
No. And number 5 is an Apple store. Sheep don't live there, but you could get an iPhone there, maybe. And the last one, number 6, was a mountain, and sheep do live there. How did you all get on?
I reckon they got 6 out of 6, you know.
Yeah, I think you
full
might
marks
be right.
all round. Now, before we end, Sarah, how about a song?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I was thinking the same thing.
Awesome. We're so in sync with each other. It's just brilliant. So everyone, get to your feet. That includes all you adults as well. I can see you at the back. I can see you.
The earth, the sun, the moon and stars has a place in his heart for me. From the beginning to the end, God will always be my friend. So I can jump and shout, 'cause God loves me. God's love is big, God's love is great, God's love is fab and he's my mate. God's love surrounds me every day, and I love to sing and say, God's love is big, God's love is strong, God's love goes on and on and on. God's love surrounds me every day, and I love to sing and say, God loves me. Way! Since before the world began, God knew me and had a plan for my life, how I'm gonna be. He sent Jesus to be my friend, to show his love will never end. So I can jump and shout, 'cause God loves me. God's love is big, God's love is great, God's love is fab and he's my mate. God's love surrounds me every day, and I love to sing and say, God's love is big, God's love is strong, God's love goes on and on and on. God's love surrounds me every day, and I love to sing and say, yeah. God's love is big, God's love is strong, God's love goes on and on and on. God's love surrounds me every day, and I love to sing and say, God loves me. Way! Excellent, that's cool. Okay, let's get those hands clapping. fantastic. I'm going to sing these words, and I want you to shout out really loud. God's love is big. God's love is great. God's love is fat. God's love is strong. God's love is big. God's love is great. God's love is fat. God's love is strong. God's love is big, great, fat, strong. 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 God's love is big. God's love is great. God's love is fat, and He's my mate. God's love surrounds me every day, and I love to sing and say, God's love is big. God's love is strong. God's love goes on and on and on. God's love surrounds me every day, and I love to sing and say, God loves me. Way, yeah, way.
Whew. I'm tired out after all that.
Yeah, same here, David. Oh, I don't know whether I need a sleep or whether I need a really big cup of tea and some biscuits.
Cool, I think I need both. Definitely.
Well, I'm really sorry, but we've come to the end of our time together. But I've had such good fun this morning, and I hope you all have too. So just remember, everyone, that no matter what happens, so no matter how far we wander off or anything like that, God loves us so much. He'll always come and look for us. He'll always come and find us, and he'll always bring us back to safety. Isn't that wonderful? Now, we're looking forward to seeing you next week at 10 a.m.
We'll be praying for you. Bye.